Alright, this is a video I'm doing for a presentation I have coming up to show just how easy this is. I'm certainly no hacker. I've got no really good skills in this genre. Um, the only skills I have are the ability to Google things and watch videos on YouTube, and that's all that's really required. And that's why this is so terrifying, and this is why I'm putting this into the presentation about why we need to be careful with our data and our clients' data, and take the necessary steps, have the necessary awareness to protect ourselves and protect our clients, because they do entrust us with their information. So this is to show you how easily this can be done with nothing more than what you can find on YouTube. So let's just kick over here. I watch YouTube. I don't need to be on a network. I can do this from anywhere. And one of the ways you do that is use a simple little tool that makes it incredibly easy. So I don't have to set up port forwarding. I don't need to. It's not that difficult, but it's certainly a lot more difficult than this. So I just need to copy this address. Look at that. And then let's see here. We'll do social engineering attacks, website attack. We're gonna harvest some credentials, and this thing, it's so easy. It'll clone a website for you, but we're not even gonna do that. We're going to do just a web template. I'm gonna show you why that's important in a minute. Now, remember that address I copied over here? Well, we're just gonna put it right here, and that is gonna direct traffic back to us. What website, what template are we going to use? Let's use Google. That's nice. All right. So there is the first part. Now, one of the things I'm going to show you, and this is, I think that's a website. All right. So when we go to Google, say we go to Gmail, this is what you come to. This is a website that asks you to put in your email. Once you put in your email, or phone I suppose, you hit next, and then you get to the page where you can enter your password. But that's not what we're going to be dealing with, and very few people even notice it. I didn't notice it at first. So very few people notice that your email and password go on a separate page. I think it was prior to like 2015 or so they made that switch, which is probably a way to get around that, but this web template doesn't even bother. It just puts both on the same page, as if you're going to Gmail back in 2015. So one of the other tools that Google has for us is Google Link Shortener. All right, so this is great because it makes it look like it's coming from Google to the people who don't know what they're talking about or don't know what they're looking at. Also, link shorteners are used all over in social media. Whether somebody's, I don't think it really saves you characters on Twitter, but if you're posting something, you're going to use a link shortener. It happens all the time. People see them all the time, so it's not a big deal. Now, if you got this website right here, and you saw a .io on the end, that might be a little bit more suspicious. So we are just going to go ahead and make this look like a Google link here in Google. No, we're not a robot. Google, you got me. Seriously? Okay, not a robot. Alright, so look at what this did. It made a Google link for us. It looks like Google. It's got these goofy letters and numbers. We're just going to copy that. Short URL copy. Okay, so this is something you can post to social media. You could put in an email, like we're going to here in a second, and it can be very useful. But what it does is it shoots you back to this web page that we created that links to our computer. So let's go close this down. Now let's go to, we'll send an email. I'm not going to post this on Twitter. We'll make this particularly good for lawyers. Alright, that page is loading up for us. So, I was going to do this with the judge I have speaking to, at the seminar. Instead, I'm going to make it a little bit more generic, and we're just going to put in a judge's name. Say, I mean, anybody can look up your docket and see what cases you have in what courts and which judge you have. Somebody's on the other side of some litigation and they know your judge, it can be even worse, because they know when things are due out, and it makes it even easier. But anybody can do this. We'll just pick a name. We'll go with Judge Williams. Let's say it's Judge Steve Williams. We'll go with Steve here. So let's say the email address is swilliams at a generic municipalcourt.gov, and we're going to send this to one of my email addresses I use for listservs. They do have this reply to field if you want to get the emails routed back to you. I'm not particularly concerned about it, not for this anyway. And we'll just send this out. Proposed JE. There you go. And we'll just address this nicely. Attorney Hada, please find the proposed JE. I was going to say attached, but it's not. Please download. We'll go with that. Please download. It gets even better. Please download the proposed JE from the link below. Oh, gotta type better than that, Joe. Link below. There we go. Alright, and now pop in that link, that Google link, and just by way of explanation to make this easier, we will say is saved in my Google Drive. You may need to log in. Is that one word, 2 words? Log in to Gmail to access it. Let's make this even better. Let's make this even better. You will need to log into Gmail to access it for secure. Oh, can't type when I'm looking at the recorded screen keyboard. All right, for security purposes. There you go. And we'll sign it with a lowercase I. Judge Williams. There you go. Alright, I think we've got a good email in there. We've got our link. Alright, looks good to me. Let's drop down here and we'll hit send. Your email was sent successfully. Okay, there we go. Well, I think that's all we need to do with that. Let's just click out of there. Now, let's tick over to my computer. where I am logged. Oh, we got an email from Judge Williams. Look at that. That is not in my spam folder. Proposed JE. That looks important. With a link. We should probably click that link. Let's go to that link. Oh, and the judge told me I was going to have to log into Gmail. For security purposes, of course. I'm not going to bother to look up here that this address is different than the Google one that was linked in the email. And this looks completely normal. So I'm going to forget that now when you log into Gmail, the email and password aren't on the same page. And quite frankly, I did this to myself a few times before I even noticed the difference. Let's see, DD. All right, and we'll put in a really complex password here. Password. And we'll hit sign in. Oh, it didn't work. Judge must have sent us a bad link. We'll have to write him back and get a better link to make sure that this works right. Or probably could have redirected there to something else, but I'm not particularly concerned about it. So let's bump back over to the hacker's computer and look at this. Look at right here. Possible username field found. Possible password field found. And ncdd ncdd@gmail.com. Password equals password. Exactly what I typed in there. So anybody who sent this, quite frankly, it's amazingly easy. Spoofed email address. Looks like it came from the judge at the judge's email address. In fact, just to show you that it is coming from there, just to highlight this, it puts the email address right in there. You can put anything in here. Judge Williams with the email address. And even if you emailed it back to verify, it would come to me through that optional email address I didn't fill in, and I could write you back. But let's see here. Kick over to the hacker's computer, and they have your login information. Now this is incredible because I can now read all your emails anytime I want. This is why two-factor authentication is important. We'll get into that at the seminar. But I can read all your email. And God forbid you use the same email address and password to create your IOLTA account, or maybe a Dropbox account, or maybe a OneDrive account, or other cloud storage where you keep your client's data. Now I got it. And I can view all of your client's data. I can wreak havoc for you. And I have nothing else. Reading your email between you and your client, can be devastating. It's a severe breach that I accomplished literally in 10 minutes of watching YouTube videos. I think one video on the ngrok was a little over 3 minutes, and the set toolkit, there's a bunch of them, and none of them are very long. This is incredibly easy, and hopefully terrifying. And I hope you'll learn something from this about being careful about links. Links from emails, no matter how convincing. It's best to check your sources, and just be careful. So there you go. I hope this comes through okay. Hope everybody learned something, and I hope it plays out well in the seminar.